Hello and welcome to the Bendigo channel of skate nerdery. Today we're talking about the Venture Highs V-Lights. So, what do these have? Let's see. So these are an 8-inch truck. They're 53.5 millimeters high due to the cast base plate, which makes them a little bit shorter than the 55 millimeter standard height of these. They're not actually that light though. They're only about 340, which is maybe about 20 or 25 grams less than the standard versions. So I've always found these a bit of a confusing truck because they have the axle pretty close to the bolt holes. So a wider wheelbase on this truck, yet they don't pop like a lot of the other wider wheelbase trucks, like a Venture Low or like a Thunder. They have kind of a lighter pop feeling, a little closer to an Indy. So I've never been able to figure out why they're like that. And you can tell that they're really close to the bolt holes because these are the trucks that I struggle the most with a skate key. So when you've got a skate key on here, it won't go right in flush. It's always on a big angle. And if you've got short bolts, like I often do, I ride shorties, 7/8 hardware, then it's hard to even get it onto that little nut. But let's get to some skating. So the first board I rode this on was a real full SE 8.06, and that was a really great board. So it had a short 14-inch wheelbase. It was super light and poppy. I actually had a hard time getting used to how light it felt at first, but once I got the hang of it, I found this to be a really nice popping deck and also fantastic for manuals. So pinch on flat bars and mini ramp and stuff like that, I didn't find it to be much better than, say, an independent standard. In fact, it wasn't better, it's probably a little bit worse. Still more than adequate though. I always felt pretty comfortable on my grinds on these. Now, one thing I want to mention is these have some of the best kingpin clearance of just about any truck. So these have easily almost a 1/4 inch of kingpin clearance. So I never even really get grind marks from Smith grinds on these. Now I think though, because it has this short kingpin, that it also they don't turn that well. Because they're tall, they've got quite a lot of lean in them, so they don't feel bad, but they don't have as sharp a turn as an Indy. Nowhere near as bad as the Crux that I tried though. The Crux K4s were the worst turning trucks I've tried, and these are nowhere near in that range. Because they have quite a bit of room before you get wheel bite, they're still a pretty adequate turn. So the next board I rode this on was another reel, 8.06, but this one was the 14 3/8 wheelbase. And I actually really didn't like these once I tried it on that. So I'm gonna do a little more skating, and I've decided something. I'm 37. And I don't have to go straight on for manuals on my long manual pad anymore. I'm going from the angle to do them shorter and make some tricks easier. You know why? Because I can. Because I'm old. It felt heavy, not light and snappy. In fact, when I put Indies on that same reel deck, it felt considerably better. I also tried these trucks on the FA that I had, and I didn't like it on that either. It made it way too heavy with that crazy steep nose. So another thing that's actually pretty decent about these, even though they're a truck that has your wheels pitched pretty far forward, is the base plate actually sticks out enough that you get some decent slide on the base plate instead of having your wheels make full contact with the ledge like a Thunder. Thunders actually have the slowest slide out of any truck because of the way the base plate is so short and you're just making so much contact on your wheels. Okay, so overall, I like these trucks quite a bit, but I don't actually see any advantage to riding these over, say, a light Indy, because an Indy's gonna turn much better, have a similar height and pop feel, and just, I like Indies better. But anyways, I like having trucks around. I'm kind of a truck hoarder, so now I've got another set for my collection. I like the kind of California license plate ripoff they're doing here. I like the blue base plate, so they're a cool looking truck. I can't believe I haven't mentioned this yet, but they also have a hollow kingpin, but they have a standard axle, which is why they're not as light as a set of trucks that's hollow everything. So that's all I have to say about these trucks, you guys. They're good. I enjoyed them, but I'm not as enthusiastic about them as other brands. So I know some of you guys are gonna love them, and I probably will skate them again, but I'm gonna be on Indies for a little while, like I said. So thanks for watching. That was a video that I made. And now I wanna skateboard more. So you should go skateboard too. It's Saturday morning. Get out of here.